Hi, this is Rick Lochtenberg from the Seed Studio. Today in our ongoing series on how to be more productive online, I'm going to talk to you today about some basic tips for managing your Gmail account, how to be more productive in Gmail. The first thing I want to say is that most people get overwhelmed by the amount of email they get. And of all of that email, a small percentage of it is actually useful to them. Now, Gmail obviously understand this problem really well, and so they've built in a few features themselves. For example, they have something called the priority inbox, which sorts through your mail, uses a fairly personalized algorithm that sorts through your mail and picks out what Google thinks are your most important emails and puts them on top. So you can see right here, these are the set of emails that are important and unread. The next set below are the ones you starred, the ones you want to come back to later, and then everything else. And you can help Google figure out that level of importance by clicking this plus or minus sign. So if Google's told you that this email is important, and I say, well, no, it's not, then I can click this minus sign here to say that it's not important, and that'll help Google figure out its priority inbox a little better for you. Now that's one way to do it, but sometimes you just get so many emails and you just get behind, and you just want, and they're spread out over many days, and you just want to see them all in one place. So a good system to set up to capture all of those emails is using something called quick links, which is something I've got set up here. I'll just show you how it works first, and then I'll tell you how to set it up. Just by clicking a quick link called unread mail, it shows me all of the email that I have, and I've got hundreds of them that are unread. Now, what's super convenient about this is that it gives me the ability to go through things really quickly and identify all of the things that are not important and just quickly delete them. Now, to set up quick links, you need to go to your settings up here, click on Mail Settings, and now you need to go over to your labs. Now, you can do a little search here for quick links. It's down a few, quarter way down the page maybe, and then you just need to enable it. Okay, so once you've enabled it, you'll see something called quick links appear here on the side. I'm just going to go back to the inbox. You'll see a box called quick links on the side. Now you can move these up and down. If you want them above your chat window, if you don't use chat as much, well, you can drag it up. Now, so now that it's set up, we want to set up the quick link for unread mail. So then you go up to the top here and look and click on Show Search Options. Once you see this form appear, click on Search, scroll down here to Unread Mail, and then click Search Mail. Now that gives you all of the email that's unread. Now you may want to refine that if you want to see unread mail that's within a that has certain words or subjects. You can do that, and you can use the same formula to do any kind of quick link. So if you want to create a quick link to show only email that comes from one person, you can put their name and email address in this From box, click Search Mail, it'll give you a result of emails, and then you can add the quick link. So I've done that for unread mail. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and then all I have to do is click this Add Quick Link. I'll give it a name, unread mail, and this one's number 2 because I've already got one set up, and then I'll click OK, and now I have unread mail too. So if I click on that, it automatically shows me all of my unread mail, so I can quickly move through it. Okay, so one of the other things that you can do that I think is really is useful is actually starring emails. So here's a little insight into my workflow process. If I will go to unread mail and I want to process as much mail as I can as quickly as I can, first thing I'll do is delete a whole bunch of the mail that's just not important. Now Google in the last couple of months have conveniently started to label emails, pre-label them with a label called bulk here, and that actually keeps it out of your inbox. And so the only way that you're going to see some of this bulk labeled email is if you use here and click all mail, and then that'll show you absolutely everything. When I'm going through it, I will click on anything that I think is important that I don't have time to deal with now, but I do want to deal with. I mean, obviously it's important, so I want to deal with it at some point. So I'll just star the things that I want to get to. Generally, I read it first, and then I'll evaluate. So for these tickets to Corazon, great, it's some information, but it's not important. I don't need to prioritize it. Well, this is important, so I'll definitely want to get back to that, and I'll click star, and that puts a little bookmark to remember to come back to that one later. Now, another thing that I think is really important are some things called filters. So Google has done some pre-filtering for you using that bulk label, but sometimes that's just not enough. Like if you get a ton of email notifications from some site, and you've had enough of it, you can go and unsubscribe, which I highly recommend doing as much as you can, but sometimes that's just not convenient. So you just want to clear it out of your inbox even before it gets there. So I'm going to just see if I can find anything. So I'm going to filter this email here. Now, so anything from Steve. Steve's sending me all these emails all the time, and it's driving me crazy. I just want to delete them. That's not true, Steve. I love getting your emails. But if I did, this is what I would do. I would open the email address or the email from the person or the email that I want to filter. Click More Actions, filter messages like these. Brings me up this form. I then, next step, and then I can choose what I want to do with it. I can skip the inbox and archive it directly, mark it as read. If it's super important, I might want to star it. I can even apply a label, so I can further add even more labels to inbox. I can forward it to a person, and so on. You can see all these things that you can do. For a lot of them, especially annoying bulk ones, you may just want to delete it. And then once I've done that, I click Create Filter. I would click it, and then I would create the filter. Now that would automatically take care of all of the emails coming from, and I wouldn't have to deal with it again, so saving me a ton of time. So I highly recommend using filters. They're incredibly powerful and a really good time-saving tool. The last thing I think I would want to show you is something we just looked at a little earlier, and that's over here in Google Labs or Gmail Labs. If you click on your settings and then click on Labs, you're going to find an enormous number of interesting, useful, quirky tools that you can use to improve your productivity within Gmail. So having a mark as read button, which I use quite a bit, you definitely want to enable that one. Tons of them. There's so many cool little tools that after a while you forget that they're not even that they're extra. They just seem so much a part of the Gmail experience. So I'd recommend having a look at Google Labs and finding some tools that you like and trying them out. So that's my quick little overview of some cool things you can do with Gmail to improve your productivity. Thanks for watching.